I feel like this part's going to be an actual guitar solo. I'm kind of just noodling around, but, you know. Welcome, guys, to this recording vlog. I haven't done one in a while, so I thought I would do one right now. I have a track that I'm finishing right now, and it's another instrumental guitar-led piece. And the one thing that I always have trouble with is the guitar part. I'm trying to get the lead right. So right now the entire instrumentation is pretty much done. The composition's there. Most of the backing track pieces are mixed well. The guitar needs attention. So I have Cubase here, clean, organized. You know, I'm a stickler for organization. Cubase and its folders are amazing. So the one thing I did for this as sort of the next steps for this project was to stem out all of the synths, and most of these that you can see here, most of these are actually Massive X. Such a great synth. The sounds are two things I don't like to do. I don't like to spend a lot of time building my own synths because I'm too lazy. So I like to use presets that that come with the instrument, and the presets that come with Massive sound so modern, so massive, huge, right? It's a good thing, and it could be a bad thing too. But anyway, so I usually keep things stock, a little bit of modification. So all of these right here in the purple are Massive X stems, and then we have a gate track or gate folder, and this really just opens up the gate for the kick. And then you can kind of hear some of so the kick comes through, and then the synths kind of dip a little bit, so that's what I use the gate for. Next we have machine stems. So I use Machina, sorry, I keep getting that, I have to get that right. So I use Machina. I exported all of the individual parts into stems. So we have the kick, snare, second kick that comes in at the end, hi-hat, rim, clap, and a crash. Then it's an effects group, right? So I have a bunch of swells. So for example, I have a swell here, swell here. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of swells, and then a vocal loop here. So that's really the structure of the song. And I have guitars here up in the top folder, using my, let me find it, using Lily here, which is my it's kind of blue, but it's actually purple. This is a fantastic sounding guitar by Fender. It's the Fender Lead 3, and it's one of my favorite sounding guitars. You can get that classic Fender twang, and also has some kick-ass humbuckers for lead as well. Okay, so that is the guitar. So let's just play it from the beginning, right? So I have that sort of cheesy, like dark swell at the beginning, and you can hear the synths kick in. I'm gonna bring up the mixer window, and so you guys can see that I also try to keep my mix as clean as possible. So here are all the tracks, right? Right. So part B. I really enjoy that melody. I can make it a little more intricate, but I think I'll just keep it that way. So there you go. So that is the track. It's fairly short. About how long is the whole thing actually? Let's see, roughly 2.5 minutes. Not too bad for an instrumental. Sometimes for me instrumentals get too long because there's lack of words. So between 2.5 and 3 minutes for me is a perfect length for an instrumental song. Okay, let's see. Let's do a quick look at Lily, or my guitar part here. So what I did, this is what it sounds like by itself. It's not as clean when you hear it by itself. One of the things I like, one of the things I really enjoy is to have a really crunchy tone on the guitar. Sometimes I feel like other guitarists, which is not bad, but my personal taste, I like to have a crunchy tone where you can really pull dynamics from the guitar playing versus everything having one consistent gain. By the way, I don't use an amp because I annoyed too many neighbors in the past. I actually use, for my guitar tone, I like to use bias effects, so I don't amp up, I don't mic and amp, because it gets too loud, and you can't really go back and change your tone unless you really love your tone. I like to kind of experiment, so for now I'm using bias effects. Also the presets, and there's a huge community on was it Bias, I believe? Whatever, the Positive Grid, that's what it's called. So there's a huge community in Positive Grid Cloud that you can share and find some tones. So I got some from a user, and I modified it quite a bit. But the signal chain for the guitar is gate, drive, splitter to a plexi, and then a Marshall Laney, I believe. 2 amps, and then a mixer again going out to delay. So that is my guitar tone. So yeah, I go directly from guitar to my UR816 right there, this guy, and that's it, right? So it's not an overly elaborate setup, but I don't really have space for cabinets yet. Maybe one day I'll make a bigger studio. Let's keep going through the chain here, right? So I cut off some of the low end because there's kind of a lot of buzz sometimes. I use this doubler by Waves. It's such a great little tool if you have something that is mono and you want to kind of open it up a little bit. This is and give it a little bit of a chorus effect. This is a great tool for that. Equalizer. Oh, this is great. I got this from Native Instrument, and it's called Dirt. And this kind of rounds out the way I have it set up. Rounds out the guitar tone. So I really love using this on a lot of my my guitar parts. And last is a compressor by Steinberg, and I believe this comes with Cubase 10. Alright, so that's the guitar part. Let's go into the synths. So I'm going to mute the guitar. I'm going to solo the synths here. My 2 favorite synths from Massive are these 2, the lead synths. I was playing a melody, but I didn't like it, but I realized that when I when I roll the expression wheel, it does this really cool glide, so that's exactly what they're doing, is they're gliding. This is all it does throughout the entire song. Then we have a classic poly 80s sounding ARP, right? The first ARP is holding chords, the second one is arpeggiating individual notes in a chord, and both of those synths are playing the same chords. Then we have this synth that plays into the chorus, and it's kind of faint, but you can hear it in the mix, and hopefully if I mix it well enough, right? Oh, and this one has a cool, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it'd be better with headphones. I'm using Brauer Motion. It's such a great panning auto panner by Waves. Who is the Brauer is the engineer, his last name, I forgot the first name. Anyway, so you can see here in the animation that what it's actually doing to the panning. And I think it's really cool. Some of the presets sound amazing. A little too extreme for like my usage in music. Great for sound design. So this is a fantastic plugin. Brauer Motion. The bass synth really adds quite a bit of beef to this. So let me just play the bass. Oh, totally kick-ass. Beefy, sort of that, 80s warm analog sound. So those are the bass. And the synth, one of the things I like to do with synths, just to open it up, is all of these synths are going to a group track. One of the recent plugins by Waves I bought was the Greg Wells mix, or the Greg Wells, is it Tone Centric? It's like a plugin bundle that comes with like 2 or 3 plugins. So this one specifically, I'm using the Greg Wells Mix Centric. This one is on the entire group of synth tracks, and it helps to kind of even it out, pull out some of the brightness from the synth mix, and also bump it up quite a bit. So I believe what it does overall is adds compression, brightens things up, dips the mids a little bit, and kind of opens up the mix. I'm gonna do a on and off. So this is with it on, with it off, on. Yeah, so one of the definitely the more drastic of the changes with using this Greg Wells Mix Centric is it brightens it up and opens up the mix quite a bit. Alright, so that covers the synths. Let's unsolo that. And then, really, the machine part. Honestly, I'm not that good of a machinist. But, you know, I used the Machina to just do this basic stuff. I'm trying to get better at it. But, you know, there's people out there who have really kick-ass Machina pad skills. You know, props to you guys. So, yeah, I have a 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of thing going on. Okay, enough embarrassing myself with that. And sound effects. These sound effects just kind of, right? So a thick bassy swell right before the chorus hits. So let me just play that. Huh. Kind of sounds really good without my guitar playing. And if you're listening closely, there is a vocal loop playing. I added quite a bit of stuff to it. So there's a chorus on it. Let me just remove the effects that I added. This is what it sounds like by itself. Right? So I dipped the mids, highs, because it's just too much. Right, so I added a chorus, bit crusher, and Brower Motion stereo. Kind of, if you listen closely, it pans it in and out. So I love using that for sound design. This is what Brower Motion's doing. Now let's just play this last part. I feel like this part's going to be an actual guitar solo. I'm kind of just noodling around, but, you know. Bam, and that's it. I committed the tracks. I can't change them. So that's really the entire track. Actually, you guys are hearing the entire track pretty much before it comes out. That's it, guys. Hopefully some part of this was entertaining and informative. I have a few tips for songwriting. Try not to get stuck so much on a part because you start to get numb. And or take a break. I like to commit tracks. So once I have a part, you know, I'll play with it for a few hours if it's synths and play with the mix a bit, but then I commit it, I burn it to a track and it's there forever. And that's what kind of helps me to keep moving forward with my compositions. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I am excited to finish this up. It's about 95% there. Mix needs a little bit of cleaning up. Guitar needs a little bit of mixing, and then I'll call it done. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Peace out.